Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is the Three Amigos. It is Cinco de Mayo, and we are having a good time. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing super awesome. Ready for this one.
Oh, look at that. Now he's an 8 on a scale of 10.
Yeah, I'm dialed in. Now I'm good.
And Dion, how are you?
Howdy, doing great. Ready for round 3. And I suggest everybody figure out how to get themselves a lumberjack landlord bobblehead.
I agree.
We make a game of slapping it every time Matt says something that pisses you off.
Oh, this is a new game. This is a new game. It's coming.
I disagree.
Hey guys, it is now May 5th. A lot of stuff has happened already this year. I thought what we should do is we just do another prediction video. The three of us, I'll give you 3-4 different topics. We will predict into the year. Again, crystal ball, all of ours is broken, but it's fun to guess. It's fun to hold each other accountable when we go forward. So first thing will be is the 30-year mortgage owner occupied. Last I heard, 5.25. Let's just go, what do you think it will be? Plus or minus 25 basis points by the end of the year. We'll go to you first, Dion.
I think I'm going to lose my bet.
Oh, no, there's no question. You lost it the day you made it, but that's
So,
okay.
Well,
You
many
did.
slip twixt a cup and a lip. I'm not done yet. But I think it's going to go up because of the rates lead the Fed.
Yes.
The banks prepped with an increase because the Fed said we're going to. Now they did a 50 basis point. They talk about a 50 or a 75 in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think rates are going to go up. I think easily owner occupied 30-year, 5.25 easily. So
No, it is
maybe
5.25 today. So what do you think it will be
right.
the end of the year?
Oh, by the end of the year, I'm still going to predict under 5. I think
Really?
they're going to freak out and they're going to say, we raised rates. Everybody's still buying. Inflation is still going because that's not what caused it. And I think in Q4, somebody's going to go panic mode to save a depression because the recession is here because of the data that they're using. And inflation is still astronomical. They're going to drop rates and say, look, businesses, you're okay. That's my prediction.
Wow.
When
You
can I-
predict rates will go down by the end of the year.
I do, but I'll be the first to say 10 years investing, 20 years investing. I get you guys are probably right.
No,
I
don't think there's anybody on the planet. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. There's got to be 2 or 3 others.
Well, the Illuminati. Know.
That's again. I just want to be very clear. By December 31st, you think the 30-year mortgage owner occ will be under 5%.
I do, and I think it'll be panic on the Fed's part in Q4.
Okay. All right. Hey, I would. That's
When are you doing your tandem video with Reventure? I just
are you gonna go over to
you guys are
Reventure?
doing those together?
Well, me and QAnon are trying to connect with them. So
All right, Matt. I'm gonna guess, just a wild ass guess, that you're not gonna go under 5%.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go. I think it's 6.25 plus or minus that quarter point.
Yeah, that's right where I'm at, 6.25. But I want to take one more question. I have had 50 to 60 comments in the last 3 days with people thinking the 30 year is going to go over 7 this year.
Nah.
And again, I understand how people get there. They said the last 100 days it did this, the next 100 days it does that. I understand. The Fed's told us they gave us 50 and they're going to give us 2 more 50. I know why people are doing that, but Dion kind of brought it up. Banks lead, right?
Even if the Fed funds rate
Yeah.
gets to 3.5, we're not going to see 7% mortgages.
Yeah, it would be close. Yeah. And again,
But-
I'm
but
calling
you-
for Fed funds 3%. And
Right.
when I made that call, I was 50 basis points above the market. Now
Yeah.
the market has come to me.
I think banks are going to be 300 basis points over what Fed's funds rate
Yeah.
are.
So it's
and that's why
6.25.
6.25, maybe 6.5,
Okay.
but 7, that means that we're at 4
Yeah.
base. I mean, and to get there, we're at 0.75.
Yeah. That's a lot of jumps, right?
That's basically 50 at every meeting for the rest of the year.
Plus 275s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
so
a 50 base. I mean, it's because there's 6 more meetings left, right?
five more meetings.
5 more meetings. So there's 5 more meetings left. even to get to the 4, you got to be over 50 basis points every single meeting for the rest of the year. No way.
Yes. Yeah, I don't
No
think-
way. They
All
don't
right.
have the stones to do that.
Oh, yeah. I think they got 175 in them, as I've been calling, but they only
I
got
agree.
one of them. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So this ought to be interesting because I think we're going to disagree again. So let's talk about unemployment, or let's talk about a recession.
Mhm.
Deanne, I'm guessing, given what you've just put out, that you think an official recession is either happening right now, which, hey, after Q1, you're halfway there.
Possible.
You think a recession happens this year?
I still think we're going to see a recession just because I don't see anything happening in the next month and a half that has enough impact to bring us up to where we wouldn't still have low GDP. Like,
Okay.
I just don't see it.
Okay. So you think, let me just ask the following. Do you think Q2 will also be negative GDP and thus we are in a recession right now?
Yes. And I want to say one thing to the people watching the video right now. Here's the best part about prediction videos is the more you invest in the market, the longer that you do this, the better you become at predicting these things.
Yep.
But if you're watching this, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, this is good game theory to understand what choices we're going to have in the future. But here's why, even though I like when we have these kind of debates, I'm fairly confident you guys are going to be right. And I'm going to be playing catch up, trying to figure this stuff out, right? I know how to calculate the cash flow on what my interest rates are now. I know how to find the area average rents. I know how to save a down payment. I know how to manage a tenant. Like, those are the things that one rental at a time followers can focus on. And these things, it's great that we do this. I look forward to these because I'm learning every time you guys talk, because this is not in my wheelhouse. This is like, I'm scuba diving in this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we're going to see a recession, like I said, because
This year,
possibly
right now.
I think it's going to be Q1, Q2, just because I don't see the change. We still have Russia, Ukraine uncertainty.
It's possible.
We still have what's happening with the petrodollar with China and Saudi Arabia. Like, none of that's been resolved.
No, it hasn't.
So,
okay. All right. I like it. Matt, I actually don't know where you're going to come down on this. Do you think we have a recession, the technical recession, 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP? Do you think we have one this year?
I don't think we have one this year. And it's only because it's a midterm election year.
So tell me more. What do you mean?
They will do everything on the planet possible to make sure that they don't print a negative number. Whether it's negative or not, this quarter isn't going to be printed a negative number.
So are you going as far to say they're going to just make up the number? Or do you think they're going to create programs to goose the number?
Yes. Yep. I think that they're going to fake it till they make it. I think they're going to get as close to the line as they can. And then they're going to go, we just need a little bit here and a little bit more over here. And that gets us over where we need to, so we don't print the negative number.
Okay.
Because no party wins. No party wins. The incumbent party does not win when you're when you just went into a recession and you're paying 6 1/4 for heating oil and you're paying 7 1/4 for diesel fuel. That party is getting obliterated. So they will do whatever they possibly need to do, red or blue, everybody. Sorry, Mr. Little Lumberjack, but red or blue. I'm not picking parties. I'm just saying that incumbent party is going to do what's incumbent upon them to stay in office. And that means that they are going to do everything they can to make sure that there's no negative print number. Now, after the midterms, yes. I think a lot is going to change. I think there's going to be a massive shift the other way. I think that then gets us a negative print number in Q4. I think we get another negative print number in Q1. Wow. And then we're officially in recession in 2023. That's how I see it unfolding.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't see a recession this year at all. I think there's so much positive momentum, savings, wages. Unemployment's going to probably go down tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day, right? I think they're talking about 400,000 jobs created, 3.6 unemployment going to 3.5. It's just hard for me to believe that that's going to happen. We are seeing a transition from buying stuff to services. That's been very clear in the earnings announcement. But all of that tells me, I think there's enough. It's kind of like, it's like a train that's slowing down. The train is going to stop, but there's this last little bit of momentum. We're still going forward. I do not think the economy is strong. I do not think the economy is healthy. I think there are lots of sins that are going to blow up on people. I just think it's next year. So for me, if I had gunned ahead, I would say it's Q2, Q3. So it's interesting. Dion's early, you're kind of in the middle, and I'm just after you. It's actually, go ahead, Dion.
Well, by definition, if it was Q2, Q3, it's Q1, Q2, because Q1 already qualified. So if Q2 starts in your recession,
I'm next year.
Oh, next year. Okay, I thought you were talking still this year. So next year.
He's thinking
I'm last.
He's thinking first negative numbers Q2, then a follow-up negative numbers Q3
of 2023.
Of 2023.
Fair enough.
And I think the second negative quarter is going to be Q1. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like this. Well, let's just play some fun, because again, I did a whiteboard discussion on 2022 and 2023 on my channel playlist below. Unemployment. I already talked about tomorrow. It comes out. It's said to be going down to 3.5, which again, as somebody who studied economics in the 90s, full unemployment was 6%. That's what we were taught. To think it's at 3.5 is just amazing. Where do you think unemployment ends the year? Let's go to Matt first this
time. We're at 3.5 now.
Yeah.
I think it ends the year probably in the 5s.
Okay.
I think the bigger issue is not the unemployment number. I think it's going to be, we are going to see an all-time high in jobs not filled.
Well, I think we've seen that the last month. March was it.
I think
we have 2 jobs for every opening.
That's what I'm saying. I think that trend continues.
Yeah.
Because I think we're at 10 something million or just
10.9, 10.9.
So I see that being over 12 by the end of the year.
Oh my God.
I think that's the issue. Because I think, all of the other executives that I talk to, they're all trying to hire key positions. All of them, every single one of them.
Yeah. See, that's why for me, you can't have a recession. The other, anyways, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So Dion, what do you think unemployment? Just wild ass guess.
No, I think it's going to be pretty close to where it is. And the problem is how the banks lead the Fed.
Yeah.
Prices lead wages. So a lot of small business owners don't go, we need employees, so let's pay people more so that we can then in a few months charge more. What a small business does, running one, you raise your prices, you see if your customers still show up, then you direct that money towards retaining and attracting new employees. So wages are going to continue to go up because prices have been increasing. Mm-hmm. And that ability to pay employees follows those increases.
It does.
I don't think it's going to go down. I think you have there's just an element of people that don't work, that don't qualify, that don't want to, or can't get the jobs that they think they want.
We found the natural lower bound.
Correct.
I just think that those people, so they're out of the market right now and they're not being counted.
Well, if you're so all you have to do is be looking, right? You could be looking for a job you don't qualify for, but you would still be counted.
Right now,
an example, we've done about 20 interviews in the last month. We hired 2. We need 10. We literally need 10, but we interviewed 20, and it is can you say this on YouTube? It is better to have a hole on your team than an asshole on your team. And during those interviews, those were people who were looking, interviewing, trying, and there is no way they were going to work at our company.
That's what happens when you have unemployment at 3.5%.
Yes.
You get 90% of those people. Yeah. All right. So that was fun. I actually think, again, what did you say? You said, what number did you say, Matt? You said 6?
Unemployment?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the big, so I think it's 5. I think it's
5
by the end of the year, but I think that a million more jobs are a million more jobs are out there that aren't being filled.
Yeah. So I'm going to go like high 4. So again, I think we ultimately double. I think we get to 7%, but again, my recession's later than all of yours. So we're out there. Okay. That was fun. Let's go ahead.
If 2 of the more people on this video weren't working by the end of the year, does that contribute to those numbers? I'm just curious. I mean, what are the odds?
Exactly. So this would be
just to get to my number. I want recession.
Yeah, there you go. So the last question, and again, this is all in my whiteboard discussion of 2022 and 2023 is inflation. We're just going to use the CPI print of 8.5. I think there's a good chance that we have seen the peak, meaning the biggest number, not that it's getting any better. But where do you think we end? What do you think the December CPI is? This time we'll go to Dion first.
I get so frustrated when we talk about inflation because it's such cooked numbers. What do the people want you to hear? And so we fall back on things like, well, let's take out either, the cost of your heat,
Yeah, food and
which
energy.
is a cost,
Yeah.
or what do we consider food? Or let's not look at rents.
Mm.
Let's ask some random homeowner, what do you think you would charge for rent? Like, it's so what do we want at the end of the year after the election?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be high again. I would say 6.5.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's still, I think inflation persists. Yeah, I think we're going to be still set. I think we're still above 7. I think we're still, I think we're still running hot. I mean, the numbers, all it would take for us to run a real 7 is for them to actually understand how to run the rent number.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get into that. We're just going to
my only point though is that those numbers are going to now be consistent, right?
Correct.
You can find the pockets of where 2.4, 2.8%, things like that, right? So all I'm saying is now at that point, now you still have people not buying houses at nearly as heavy of a clip. There's more pricing pressure in the market for rents. It's going to be higher. So it's not conspiracy. It's only, I think that the longer trend at that point will be much higher rents, and it won't have been for a quarter or 2 quarters or 3. At this point, it's a year and a half. So now it's not going to be showing up at, because literally if you annualize the CPI number right now, it's like 2.4 or 2.7.
It's crazy.
It's not going to be that. And so I think that even if that number shows at 4.5 or 5, that's what gets you in the 7s or 8s. Because even if you came down, 2 points. So that's where I think it's because that number, that one finally gets sticky.
Catches up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one finally sticks. That's my thought.
Yeah. So that's a very good argument. I'm going to stick with my number. I think we're in the 5s, but I think the 5s are very sticky. I don't think, again, people are going to celebrate 8.5 peaking. Folks, we need to be in the 2s. We need to be under 2. We're going to get to the 5s, and we're going to be in the 5s all of next year. It's going to suck. It's just going to suck. All right, guys, it's been a lot of fun today. Matt, where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram. Come check me out. It's a lot of fun.
And Dion, yourself?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.